Everyone, welcome to another informative installment of the Visionry Presents. I'm Greg, your host. Thanks for tuning in. And I'd like to start by thanking those out there that have given me some good constructive feedback on how to improve my show. I'm always open to suggestions and trying something new. If there's any topic out there that you'd like a little more factual clarification on, please don't hesitate to email me. And at the end of the show, my email will be there so that you can do that if you'd like. Now, let's take a look at today's topic, and we're going to be looking at stress management and a little bit about anxiety too in there as well, because stress and anxiety kind of go hand in hand. Okay, so let's get started here. First of all, keep in mind that stress isn't a bad thing, and we talked about that before about making stress your friend. Stress motivates us to work towards solving our problems. Reframing thoughts to view stress as an acceptable emotion or as a tool has been found to reduce many of the negative symptoms associated with it. The goal is to manage stress, not eliminate it, but make it your friend. And the next is talk about your problems even if they won't be solved. Talking about your stressors, even if they don't come to a resolution at that point in time, releases hormones in your body that reduces the negative feelings associated with stress. Like we talked about how oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, is one of the stress hormones that we release in our body, especially when we talk with somebody about our problems. It's the connection that we have. But time spent talking with friends and loved ones is valuable, even when you have a lot on your plate. Next, you need to prioritize your responsibilities. Focus on completing quick tasks first. Having too many to-dos can be stressful, even if they aren't very big. Quickly knocking out the small tasks will clear up your mind to focus on the larger responsibilities. Next, we have focus on the basics. Stress can start a harmful cycle where basic needs are neglected, which leads to more stress. Make a point to focus on your basic needs, such as eating well, keeping a healthy sleep schedule, exercising, and other forms of self-care, like mindfulness, like we talked about in other presentations here. And now we have, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Balance your time and energy. People who are over-involved in one aspect of their life often struggle to deal with stress. Balance your time and energy between several areas, such as career, family, friendships, and personal hobbies. You know, me time is always a good thing. And don't, some people might think, well, I'm doing things for myself. That's being selfish. Well, it's not, because if you don't take care of yourself, you don't have anything to give anybody else. So don't forget, always include that me time. Next, we're going to look at set aside time for yourself. Make time to have fun, and have fun every day. Personal time usually gets moved to the bottom of the list when things get hectic. I know that really well. Like, I'll take a break when I get to this point. Then I get to that point. I'll take a break when I get to, and then it goes on, then you don't even get to take a break. However, when personal time is neglected, everything else tends to suffer. Set aside time to relax and have fun every day without interruptions. Again, the me time thing. And let's look at keeping things in perspective will help you develop a healthier outlook. In the heat of the moment, little problems can feel bigger than they are, the old mountain and the molehill thing. Take a step back and think about how important your stresses are in the broader context, the reality of the situation, like I talk about. Will they matter in a week? Will they matter in a year? Writing about your stresses will help you develop a healthier perspective. And it's down on paper, you can see what you're dealing with, and it helps to build coping strategies that will help with the stressors. And next we're going to look at stop the procrastination, get started by doing it badly now. Procrastination is a huge stressor and anxiety producer, which can make you feel out of control. But people who feel like they're more in control of their life have a better mental health, Do you ever find that you're starting something and putting it off because you just don't feel like you're ready, or it's not the right time? Oh, I don't know, it's not the right time. I don't have. Do you ever find it hard to make decisions, like what to start first or how to do it properly? Do you ever think about what you might do while nothing is getting done? A way to overcome all that indecision and the lack of control you may be feeling in your life is to do it badly. There's an old quote that I've heard out there, and it was by an author. I can't remember his name now, and it was an author and a poet. It says, anything worth doing is worth doing badly the first time. And the reason why this can work is that it helps us speed up our decision making and propels us into action. Usually one can spend hours deciding how are you going to go about doing something, or just what is it that you should do. Doing it badly frees us up to take action. This is something that may resonate with you. When we want to do something, we usually want to do it perfectly. I don't know, that's how I am. I'm kind of a perfectionist. And that doesn't always fly because, is it always the perfect time to do it? Usually not. And do we always have everything we need to do something? Usually not. And then we get stressed out, and we get to the point where we just say, well, screw it. I ain't going to bother doing it. So why not just jump in and do it without worrying about whether it's going to be good or bad? This will make it that much easier to start something. And while you're doing it badly to get it done, when you look back on it, you'll realize, probably more often than not, that actually it isn't that bad. Using this idea can take the stress and anxiety out of mostly everything and replace it with productivity and a huge boost in your self-esteem. So do it badly, and you can make improvements as you go along. Well, my friends, that's it for today's installment of the Visionry Presents. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you were able to learn something new today to help you or yourself or others on a more path of a more enjoyable and fulfilling life. I hope to see you in another informative installment of the Visionry Presents. As always, my name is Greg, and if there are any questions, comments, complaints, or suggestions, my email is thevisionry@pm.me. And as I've mentioned before in my past shows, this is a very secure email service I use. It costs me a couple bucks a month, but the peace of mind is well worth it. And before I close, another thanks out there to those of you that have been giving me the constructive feedback I need to try to make a better show. Don't forget, you can always check me out on the Cat TV site or check me out on YouTube. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in. And I hope to see you the next time on The Visionry Presents. Adios.